Hey y'all, hey, can you hear me? Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. Welcome to the channel. Aries the Emperor here. All right, I'm gonna give y'all an opportunity to come on in, hit that like button as you join the live stream. Hello, Dale. Welcome. You caught a live stream. Hey, Divine Soul. Is it? Oh my God. The only way is it's going fast. I'm so glad you made it, Dale. Welcome. Hey, Gabby, Lisa, Joey, Willie. It's me, Dave. Hey, Mary, Tyranny. Am I saying it right? Hey, everybody. I'm so happy to be on here early. And I'm live, y'all. Like I said, welcome, Liz. Welcome to all of you guys. Happy Friday. Um, let's get this Friday popping, y'all. Let's do what we came to do, not apologize for it, not ask any questions, okay, and definitely not answer any. All right, but this is one of the things that I wanted to try and incorporate. So we'll do a little trial and see how it goes. I'm gonna try and pop on, not throughout the day, just maybe like randomly, just depending on my energy and maybe some of your guys' energy out there. I might just pop on and just do a live. We all might need just a quick woosah, throughout the week or the weekend or whatever. So we'll see how it goes here. Cause like my schedule gets really hectic and I really be trying to get on here earlier, but like I said, better late than never. But we in here today, baby. So let's get into it. Sun in Libra, Moon in Scorpio. Am I right? Where's all my astrology heads out there? Thank you, Dale. Thank you so much for that super chat. All right, so we are Sun in Libra, Moon in Scorpio. Okay, so that is correct. All right, and where are my Aries placements? All right, Neptune is in Aries at this time. Chiron is in Aries. Okay, so with Chiron, a lot of people ask about Chiron in your natal chart. We're going to talk about a little astrology today. So I'm going to give y'all a few examples for y'all who you want to incorporate this into your everyday life, or when certain moon cycles come up, or you hear certain things like, you have a trine of some sort, or a planet is squaring another. Okay, let's start with Chiron. Thank you, Kirby P Films, for that super chat. Thank you guys so very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm grateful to be here for each and every last one of you as well. All right, so back to Chiron. All right, Chiron is like, think about this, y'all, like your soft spot, your weakness within you. This may be something that other people don't know, but this could be a trigger, for example, that somebody, pulls when it comes to you, and they don't even know they pulling it. That's Chiron. Those are insecurities within you. Those are soft spots. Those are things. Those are they may develop through traumas, as you grow older, if they're not healed, right? So Chiron is that. Okay, so you have to think about the sign of Aries when Chiron is in Aries, which means, what does Aries represent? The self. Okay, so at this time with Chiron being in Aries, you could be experiencing, am I doing this right? You know what I'm saying? Certain things that you may want to change about yourself, or you feel like you don't like about yourself, may be coming to the surface for you emotionally, with the moon being in Scorpio at this time. Okay, if that makes sense. That's how you that's how you connect it. If like I said, if that's making sense here. So if you are feeling that energy right now, just know it's normal. And for you to be aware that that energy is there, you'll be able to deal with it a little easier. little less anxiety. You know what I'm saying? That part. I know it gets on your nerves, but it's very real. The conversations I have with it are very real. Trust and believe, baby. Trust and believe. All right, well, let's get into it. Let's see what messages come out for you guys in the spread. I know. I love astrology too, Divine. So it just takes so much studying and time and preparation. And, you just really have to let your mind go, and you have to literally go out there in space. Hello, Jean. Is it Geneva? Welcome. All right, so y'all read the title. This is an assassination attempt on not only your character, Aries, but I heard judgment. Are you a good judgment in character? How are you when it comes to character? Let's find out. Let's see what others have to say. Maybe some of the things you may feel that you say to yourself, that only spirit knows. These could be private conversations, you know what I'm saying, on public platforms, in private group chats, take it how it resonates. Let's get into it. All right, so I feel like one thing is for sure, when it's all said and done, when it comes down to it, you may seem like someone who is funny. You could definitely laugh at a joke, but it's definitely no games when it comes to you, right? So I feel like when people sense that trait within you, when they feel like that is a very important part of your character, that's when they start to come to the realization, is that's when I feel like other people go into panic mode, and they know you better do what you're gonna do, because when, like I said, when it's all said and done, when Aries gets through, there ain't gonna be nothing left. It's not even gonna be a game to play for you to even think about, speak about. Let them judge. Let them aim. Hell, let them fire away. I don't see them hitting shit. It's all a miss. You are who you introduce yourself as, who you present yourself as. And that doesn't change. You know what I mean? And that's why, Aries, people feel like you're in a fantasy world, and that you're in like this other world mentally, especially, or you're not all the way there, or you're not all the way in, because you're not. Who wants to be all the way in on some of this bullshit that's being just that they're trying to scarf down your throat? I don't. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's that word that sticks with me, pack mentality. Like, people just have to be a part of something. And that's so weird, because we come into this world alone and we leave that way. We can't buy tickets to leave together. It don't work like that. And like I said, you don't know where you're going when you leave here anyways. Let me clear my throat today. Let me take my time with this one. Who making it difficult for me the only way? Thank you, Dale. All right. Yeah, literally. I didn't even know this was here. It says don't want to hear it. Like I said, who does? You know, things are as complicated than they have ever been. And I feel like just thinking back, you know, is you these are the times when you really feel like, yeah, maybe it was a little easier back then. You know, and then you start to think about the mentality of how people were, how you were, who you were in that space. And you don't have to forget about that. You know, it's one thing about the past. We can't revisit it, but there are also things that when you do revisit, that's why you take the positive things with you and you continue to carry that. That's why when you've lost people, you don't lose them. You know, those memories stay there and what you've learned and what's helped shape and mold you, you continue to help shape and mold you. You know, that's how you keep people alive. That's how we keep each other alive. So I really feel like that's the type of frequency you're on. That other stuff, nah, it's for the birds. And a lot sooner that you figure that out, a lot further, I feel like a lot of you guys will be, especially for a lot of my younger Aries. You know, don't they always say it get greater later for Aries, and as I'm aging, I feel that's a fact. You know, but even though it gets greater, you're not exempt from anything. Excuse me, I don't know why I didn't bring any water, but so you know, just tread lightly. You know what I mean? Hold your head high as you always do, but always tread lightly on the things and the decisions that you make and the way that you go about doing the things that you do. Point blank, period. And everything else will be just that chatter, like it always is. Recording. Yeah, you're very simple creatures. Let's leave it like that. And it's so weird because the more simpler you make things for you when you're trying to push something out there or create something or manifest something for yourself, the bigger you're able to create what you're gonna bring in. I know it sounds crazy, but like that's literally the more simpler you can get your routine and the more of a flow you can. Hi Mike, thank you for that super chat, welcome. The more you can create a flow for yourself, you know what I mean? Because I've said that before. You know, what happens when you fan fire? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't go out. You know, it creates more, and there's a smoke that creates above the fire, and then what do they call the little embers? And then you know, it's that little simple motion. You know, is creating. You know, this type of motion here that's pushing out into the universe and creating something greater for yourself. You know, it seems it's very complicated, but still so simple at the same time, especially like when you allow your body and release your mind. You know, that's why they say surrender to the divine. That's what that means, you know. All right. So recording, announcement, expression, revealing is what we have out here. And then we had two other cards. I've just been slowly flipping them over as I jump into each. But it says hater. 1414 on the timer. Aries has a hater. Getting a room, hotel, motel, sweet business, pleasure. I don't know why, very vividly. I'm getting infidelity around the Halloween time frame. And I hate saying stuff like that. I honestly do, but it's been sitting heavy with me between now and the Halloween. The jig is up. Thank you, The Only Way, for that super chat. Thank you guys so much. Welcome, Auntie Lucky. How are you? Man, our number one fans are our number one haters. Those are the best types of fans. If you really want to rile yourself up and fuel yourself up, that's where you get it from. You take that and you glorify that. I'm so glad you thought of me in such a way, in such a manner. May God bless you for that, because he sure is going to bless me. You know what I mean? That's the type of energy you got to push back in their face, Aries. They don't expect that from you. All right, let's see what comes out. Let's pull a few messages. You know what? Pause. Ooh. Pause me right in the middle of my tracks. Let's see why they hating on you for real, Aries, before we get into this read. Welcome, Nathaniel. Welcome, Nancy. Oh, Aries, you want to know why they really hating on you? Why they feel like the game is really over? Why you came through and shut shit up? Because you are channeling the energy of Queen Ya Asantewa, aka the level up queen. I can't make this up. Look. That's why you got a hater. Wow. Do I not say this all the time? The level up is real. They don't even want you to have a step up, Aries. Do you hear me? Let alone a level up. This is unreal. The number 3 could be significant to you. The number 9 could be significant to you as well. I don't know what the beginning says, but hey, Black Ops. Hit that like button, y'all. Come on, hit that like button. Show your girl some love. I came in here just to spend some quality time with you guys. Yes, Aries are natural at pissing people off. The sooner you realize that about yourself, let me tell you something. And I'm gonna use myself as a prime example. It happened this morning. And not only that, I watched a video about Aries the other day, and it was a video set up with a husband and a wife, and it was like what it's like being married to an Aries from the man's point of view. And it was showing him like he'd go in the kitchen and he'd open the cabinet and grab a glass out to get a drink, and he left the cabinet open, and the scene shows him leaving the cabinet open, turning around, okay, like he was gonna leave it open. The wife comes veering around the other side of the kitchen. He notices it, perks up, gets scared, and runs and closes the cabinet before the wife can see it. Like, are Aries that? Like, that's like you scared shitless. That's a wife fearing man, is what that is. As far as like an Aries woman, but I was like, wow, and I say that all the time. And that was just some random video, so it's not just me. All right, it's out there. Your presence is very strong, Aries. All right, let's get into it. Let's see what messages come out. I was going to give y'all my example, but I guess that one will do. But somebody said I was being mean. And is it true, like messing around with an Aries, you'll wake up every day and get your feelings hurt? I don't know. Y'all awfully quiet in the chat. All right. Well, let's get into these messages. All right. Messages for Aries spirit. Hello, Robert. Right. I am not mean. People just soft. And that's fine if you soft. Just go be around soft people. I don't know what to say. Okay, 10 of Wands. Leo energy. All right, we have the Hermit. Virgo energy. All right, 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands itself, starting off with fire energy. So this could be somebody, or this could be just energies in general that like they have when they speak on you, they say it with their chest. It's still fresh, like it happened earlier that day type energy is what this 10 of Wands speaks on. You know what I mean? This is like an energy of somebody carrying something with them, and this may be because of you. You know, is this could be somebody that I ain't gonna say like, well, I'll take that back because the Hermit is in reverse. So I really feel like this could be someone speaking on you, and really, because people will, man, they'll resent you forever, if you take them out of a certain energy, or you teach the wrong person, but actually the right person, the lesson that they've been needing to learn here. I feel like is what this is saying here. And it's not a good feeling. Like if somebody has something good going for themselves, whether it's a toxic type of something good going for themselves, or not, when you come through and you get done shaking the pot, it's no longer anything good for them. And that may be something spiritually that was meant to happen, that neither one of you had control over, because we are meant to become and come in and be people's lessons and at times, and people will blame you personally for that, you know what I mean, not even seeing the bigger picture. So that's where that hater energy could come in. And that could be a reason why people also talk about you, when you leave the room, say negative things about you, your judgment. People could feel like because you are into spirituality, that's not something that's of reality or of this world, or something that you should just look to as guidance, salvation, you know what I mean? Is and to me that's silly, right? So people could kind of make fun of you, or give you a name, or categorize you in some type of way, because they know your beliefs or what it is, or you just, some people look at you weird because you're natural, you know what I mean? Because you like to roll the natural hair under your arms, you know what I'm saying? Especially for women, but that's a part of being natural. If you really nugget, if you really um about that life, a real vegan, then that's what natural is. But you know what I'm saying? People are just, that's what I said, they that delulu, and you don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? When you get into something, you're gonna start at the base of it. You know what I mean? Because there's a core, there's a core reason, you have core values when it comes to the things that you get yourself into, regardless of what else you decide to attach or align yourself to, even if it is spirituality. Like I said, boom, boom, fire away. And people may feel a way about you because your judgment of character has changed. And guess what? They may be on the other side of that character, that you realized, hey, let me not get into that. Let me not choose that again. You know what I mean? Let me not mix in with that. Like people will feel the way. And that alone, once again, Aries, you causing somebody else to go look in the mirror because you already went and looked in the mirror and straightened up what it is that was off, crooked, off kilter. But like I said, not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody is in that place. I get that a lot. You know what I mean? But awareness is a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? And it's one that you cannot turn off. And y'all are born with it. People are just waking up to it. You know what I'm saying? So, and people may not even realize how much of an opinion or just how much it is that you really actually know about this world in and out of it. And that can make people feel dumb, because that can make people question themselves like, damn, what I've been doing with my time. Here comes this know-it-all. You know what I mean? But it's not even like that. Y'all don't even be on that. And that's the crazy part about it. Queen of Wands, you know what I mean? It's a forest, the forest has what? It's birds in it. It's got some snails, some squirrels over here. You know what I mean? There's some ants, it's environment out here going on. You know what I mean? And you are somebody who is very curious as well. You like to see things, and you're the feeler of the zodiac. Because fire is warmth. You feel it. You know what I mean? As far as that element goes. So you in this world, that's a natural thing for you as well, to dwell and to roam and, be curious and want to pick up and look at things and understand it and, in your own special way, and there's a special place for you in that. You already out there. That's why I say all the time, you're already connected. And just because one thing outside is bigger or smaller than another thing don't mean that it's no more important or, it's job. We need all that shit out there, all of it. And you understand that. And a lot of people want to look over that, and they may look down upon you because you respect everything from little to big. Even they ungrateful asses, stuck up asses, bougie asses. With the 8 of Cups coming out in reverse. Who going backwards? No. People might be mad because they can't have you back. They can't have, like I said, that comfortability. You took it. You messed it up. Now they got to actually get up off their ass and do something. Oh, wow. God forbid. And is with you guys, some of y'all, I'm getting, y'all don't need much sleep. You don't sleep much. And it should be studied. I'm not gonna lie, it should be studied. The way you guys are able, when you get your fire, when it's blazing and you really riding it, that it should be studied. There's no way anybody could keep up. And then it's like the amount of time you're able to produce or just get something out of there and it not be in that frazzled, impulsive state. It be in that, is oh wow, Dale. Thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Wow, thank you. But like I was saying, when you really ride your fire, it's like watching the best surfer you ever seen ride the biggest wave. And I'm talking about, it's like figure skating, like the ability and the danger and just this all of, what I mean, the suspense and just watching you, Aries, it's people don't know how to take it. And you may be somebody who has, throughout your years, people don't even recognize you anymore. Maybe they do still recognize you, because a lot of you guys, you have that baby face that carries with you throughout life. But a lot of Aries, some of you guys, you transition and you look very different throughout stages of your life. Those, you need to pay attention to that, because those are different sides to you. And in that, when you become who you are actually, and you really get on purpose, all of that comes together into one. You know what I mean? So that's why I say give yourself some grace. Some fucked up things are going to happen in this lifetime, sadly, to us, around us. But like I said, it's about balance, right? And as long as you continue to focus on that, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have a hater or two or three or four or five or six or seven or eight. But you know what I'm saying? Just do like everybody else do. Start selling tickets, because they damn sure going to buy them. Because how would they be able to speak on you and assassinate you if they haven't somehow, you know what I mean? If they haven't somehow gained some type of access to you, or so they feel. You'd be surprised at how thirsty people would like to be connected to you. All right, we have the Four of Cups, Cancer energy. You would be so surprised. And look at them. Is this like what, a toast? You would be so surprised, like I said, at how people would like to connect and toast with you. And here, try this. Want to share things with you. But no, thank you. This is energies of I feel like people who are speaking on you, your judgment, your character. These are people who need their egos stroked. This is what they get satisfaction out of. All right, we have the Page of Cups, Pisces energy. The Emperor, Aries energy. The Five of Cups. This is Scorpio energy. So the Emperor, Aries energy. Look how interesting this looks. What is it? It's giving like Van Gogh. Or is it Picasso? I can't remember which one it is. The Five of Pentacles is what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. Wow. So the Five of Cups is out here, and the Five of Pentacles is what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck here. And like I said here, this could really be around a level up. I feel like we've been having waves of level ups throughout the zodiac, not just Aries, but Aries, like this time period. You still got some more grace. We got a few more years here to swing as far as getting it together, getting on track, and creating for yourself legacy, generational wealth, breaking generational curses, finding peace, just whatever it is, that you signed up, as far as, when it comes to the High Priestess and what spirituality, can open up and really do for you. But like I said, we got the Emperor out here. People could ask, or you could seem like someone who has a name for themselves, or you come off as an energy, whether you have some type of pull, or you have some type of insight when it comes to something here. I feel like people are looking at you and judging you on the way that I'm trying to find the right words to say, like the way that you direct your power, the way that you delegate things. People judge you on that. If you're right to do something, if you are how are you qualified to do something? I feel like there's something about you that people don't know, or there's a space or a blank of some sort here, where either you do have what it takes and people just don't want to give you the props that you deserve, or the respect that you deserve, and in that, trying to make you look bad is what they aim to do, is really what this is giving, with the 5 of Cups coming out, though. That's Scorpio energy, though. But that in themselves, like I said, it's an ego thing. You see, because looks can be deceiving, right? And that's why they tell you don't judge a book by its cover, because just looking at something, you can't tell anything. Nothing. You just looking at something. You see what you see, and that's it. Right? So that's, I feel like, when it comes to you, that's one of your biggest superpowers, and a weakness at the same time. But that's also others' weakness. And this is like not just one person mad. This is a upset or in their feeling. This is more than a few people. One thing about the Emperor, you are already that. You already that. And that's what they fail to realize. You know what I mean? It's just because you don't walk outside wearing a crown every damn day. Because like I said, who has time for that? Can you do the job or not? A lot of times it's how I be feeling. I get it, dressed to impress. I'm 100% on that. But sometimes people put too much emphasis on the dress and not actually what we came here to actually do. Okay? And not paying attention to what you actually came here to do will leave you in the 5 of Cups. You're going to be a pretty ass 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles out here. And we don't want that. And I feel like people assassinate your character and they speak negatively on you because they find out you are not that. And they are sadly mistaken. Six of Swords. It's Aquarius energy. These are people speaking on you who have called themselves moving on. And I feel like calling themselves leveling up from you. But for some reason, to them, it really doesn't feel like a level up on their end. Good morning, Kalanda. Lori didn't catch us today. Lori, if you catch the playback, I got you. I haven't forgotten about you. I don't see her in here, but I haven't forgotten about you, baby. I got you. Palm trees and coconuts. Welcome, you guys. Like I said, I'm gonna spend a little time on here today. It's Friday afternoon. So those of you who did come in a little late, y'all can just catch the playback. Hit that like button as you come in. Okay, we're doing good timing. It's 11:15 on my end where I am. A little cooler than it has been in these past couple weeks here. So it feels like we're getting a little taste of fall. As I said, we have switched over. So it should be fall equinox. As well as we had the first day of fall here. So let's turn it up, Aries, a little notch. As we get closer to our season, as you walk over to the dial, and we just gonna turn it up a notch each season that we jump into. Okay. All right. So we have the Knight of Wands. Dr. Sienna Thornton. Hey, welcome. Hi, Elizabeth. We have Three of Cups, Cancer energy, and the Knight of Wands is Leo energy. Okay. The Empress is what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. I feel like people are speaking on, and this may be a character thing. I feel like this kind of touches on the area of the romance department. When you are just with people, it's people. I feel like people say that Aries are the jealous type or the possessive type, the competitive type. And I feel like everybody has those traits within in them in some way or another. You know what I mean? I really feel like that boils down to who you are connected with, and your chemistry goes as far as that's more of a sacral chakra. That comes from more of a sacral chakra, solar type of place, as far as when it goes to those three topics: jealousy. What did I say? Jealousy. Um, um, oh crap! I just said all three. Um, and my mind went blank. Yeah, competition. Yeah, you being possessive, jealous, and competitive. So with this, I feel like this is how people really are with you, and it's given an energy of people. You find yourself a lot of times, and this isn't all Aries, but with people who want to compete with you, and you're already a competitive person, whether it's little small things or fun competition, you're already on that. So a lot of times, you get these people who really can't take, like I said, the simplest things, can make people feel so stupid, and then from there they have an attitude with you. So, and you very good at doing that. Right. So I feel like this is a judgment of your character. I feel like when it comes to people who have connected with you, um, is they won't admit to it, but there's definitely a possessiveness. There's jealousy, especially I feel like in the way that some of you guys may dress, the attention that you may get. You may be somebody that can be a wallflower if you want to, with this Queen of Wands energy out here. Just your energy is, you are very decorated. And I say decorated as in, it's not like just going to college and, one path and you just became a doctor or a lawyer after that, which some of you may have. And I kudos to you, but I feel like what this is speaking on, this is somebody that's, and I'm just going to use this as an example. Okay, you don't really have to be this, but you somebody that's decorated. You know what I mean? You had your time with the bad girls or the bad boys. You know what I mean? You did the fast life, that sort of thing. You're somebody that, yeah, you did go to college. You know what I mean? Or you did work in this field, but there's a little bit of, some would say, chaotic, bad, toxic, whatever, and then the other side that's more of a conservative, reserved type of energy here. And I feel like people may judge you, like there may be mixed reactions on how people see you, and when they met you and what period and time period in your life or how they saw you. I feel like this could be people also who are trying to judge you, but the light part of you is so strong and so bright that people would still invite you, to their most important engagements that there is to invite a person, because the things that you have said to them were that fucking deep. Is that simple. Whatever it is, not wanting me to get the words out, but because whatever you did and you said in that one moment was that deep. That's it. Like, you would be surprised at how simple people really are. It's just all of these extras. When everybody feels like they need to build and grow, you just need to make sure you building and you growing the right things. Like I said, that you're consuming the right things. The Empress is right underneath that you're attracting the right things, because it's going to grow. It's a garden. It's going to grow. But like I said, we just don't want to put anything in it, because you see what happens. People will take what they feel like they didn't get what they deserved in the deal, whether they put in something or not, and they'll run off to the hills and yell the British are coming. You know what I mean? Or they'll go cry wolf on your behalf. You know what I mean? So you have to be careful. You really do. And just because you're in a space right now, don't stay there. You never know what's going to happen. So don't give up. Don't give in. Don't give out, because you're in a certain space. That's when you need yourself the most. So definitely don't give that energy up. It's been so many times where, it's even personally, it's you think back like, man, had I not done that, folded in that moment, then I would have seen that this was going to open up for me later on down the line. You know what I mean? That's what believing is. Because sometimes you'll fuck up and then spirit will show you, boom, here it is. I had it for you. Right. But that don't mean you can't reroute, detour and reconnect with that. That's the beauty of it. The tool is yours. It belongs to you. It is your holy grail. You know what I'm saying? That's yours to carry. That's your personal blueprint. So that's the beauty about it. So if like the Christians say there's forgiveness from God and the Lord, that's the same thing as far as in spirituality. That blueprint is still there, and there's forgiveness in that. And in that, you need to give yourself grace and get up and let them hate and say and do what they need to do. Fuck them. Excuse my French. Have you guys had lunch today? Who's had breakfast? Some of you guys may be catching the playback, or maybe some hours ahead. Is it dinner time? Because it's going on noon where I am, so that's lunchtime here. And I've been on here 48:18 on the clock. I said I was going to spend a little time with y'all earlier. I mean, like right now, earlier. And then I'll try and come back on here maybe a little later and do it again if you guys enjoy. But like I said, we're going to do just like a little, I don't know how many day trial, or I pop on here randomly. Some of you guys may not have been in here when I made that announcement, as far as just us spending, just this energy that we're all in right now on this Good Friday. So it's very healing for me. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all for being here. Thank you so much. All right, so we have the Four of Pentacles to come out. Can you see? Okay. Four of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. Knight of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. Okay. These cards are giving Bethlehem. Did I say that right? It's giving like baby Jesus. Star on Bethlehem. Yeah. All right, so that would be Six of Wands is Sagittarius energy. Knight of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. And the Four of Pentacles is Capricorn energy as well. So this could be people with these signs aspected in their natal chart. I did say that there is Leo out here, Virgo. Aries is here. Pisces is here. Cancer. Scorpio, Aquarius, and Sagittarius. Okay. I did say Capricorn, correct. So this could be, they could have any of these signs aspected in their natal chart, okay? Or they could be any of these signs. Just take it how it resonates. Some of y'all may know who some of these assholes are who decide that they get to be the judge and the jury, okay? It's it's funny. And then look, not even I didn't even know this was here. Judgment is what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. That's all the confirmation I need. Let's get a few more. I feel like there is some assassination here, Aries. I ain't gonna lie, some negativity in here, but the Six of Wands itself is somebody that admires you. These are people who have bowed out of the race when it comes to you, who are speaking on you. People may judge your pace of things. And your development when it comes to when you start a project, or when you're giving the Magician, when you're giving control. People could question, do you get extra help as far as like financial help? Just in general, like people just could, I feel like there's mystery surrounding. It's like people don't want to say that you actually get up and you work as hard as you work, or it's that people don't want to give you all the credit that it is. It always has to be something is backing you, or it always has to be, well, it's just like if you buy something new and then somebody says, well, it didn't come off the lot, it didn't come from the dealership. Bitch, so what? It's new. It's new to me. I worked and I spent my hard-earned money on it. You ain't never seen it before. You ain't never had it. I ain't never had it. It's new. You hear me? That's what that type of energy is, especially with the Wheel of Fortune coming out. You know what I mean? Because, and even with that, whether it's something old, new, unique, I love a good consignment shop, a good consignment store. That's a good find to me. You know what I mean? And I feel like you see the value in things like that. And when you do pick up things like that, they collectibles. They're valuables. You know what I mean? It's people, you get compliments when people see you out in those things. You know what I mean? And that alone is, they're not following the fabric, they following you, because every time they see you, you showing up with that shit on. You know what I mean? You showing up with that Wheel of Fortune energy. They want to put some of that on. So guess what? A hater, of course, is going to run the other way and try and erase and tear it all apart. And guess what magicians do, baby? They abracadabra, make all this shit reappear. Thank you. Come again. Aries energy. I don't know who they think they messing with. Because the game you playing, you're not playing the Earth Man's game. And a lot of y'all might not be the same. You may be some Martians. But that means I might be one right there with you. I hope y'all have an amazing Friday, y'all. I just want to make sure I say that. If I don't say nothing else, I hope y'all have an amazing weekend. I hope y'all eat good. I hope y'all laugh good. I hope y'all love good. 54 on the timer. We got to enjoy something at some point. Man, oh man. All right, we got the Queen of Cups. Cancer energy. Man, Dale, it's time to level up. I'm trying to tell you. Cancer energy. It's time for y'all to go ahead. And the spirit is trying to serve you your spiritual tea each and every day, y'all. Is getting up and having that. You know, I've been making sure that I incorporate that every single day in my morning. That's the first thing that I'm getting up and doing, you know, thanking spirit, you know, and not only that, you know, going out and doing something with my physical, spiritual, my being, you know, whether that's meditation or a walk or exercising or, you know, just grounding. You know, these are all things, you know, is that bring us all together and help us all when it comes down to this. And if somebody wants to feel a way about that, then that's on them. Because yeah, they sipping tea, they think they spilling tea when it comes to you. And like I said, you somewhere with the spiritual gods actually consuming the real tea. Okay, eternal tea. You hear me? One that is not earthly. Oh my God, Dale, thank you. $50 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. With the Two of Wands. You know who that is. I know it looks different. The cards are different. Aries energy. It's Aries energy. It's you. What did I just say, y'all? Okay, time out. Time out. Queen of Cups. All right, let's talk about it. Cancer energy is the Queen of Cups. And I say this all the time. If y'all following me, I don't know if I'll be repeating myself or if y'all picking up on this and y'all carrying this with y'all as well. But the Queen of Cups is moon ruled, right? The moon rules over your manifestations, how you connect intuitively. It's where your divine superpowers come from, and this is who connects with it. You know, speaking on me speaking, as far as you sitting down and sipping spiritual tea with the spiritual gods, and lo and behold, these two masked figures come out in the Two of Wands, aka Aries energy. Is this an invitation? Or is this a invite where you lost and now you are being welcomed home, Aries? You know, because I feel like this speaking volumes. Like I said, it's a lot of things that y'all don't need. It's a lot of people y'all don't need. That's all they good for anywhere. Anyways, is gossip, judgment, controversy. That's what this world thrives off of, feeds off of, right? And especially right now. Even the professionals. Baby, even the professionals. 58 on the timing. So once again, if you separate yourself just a few degrees and you know, stay there, tap in to that sometimes, but make sure you stay where you can breathe, where your head is above water, then you'll start to see it'll get clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer for you. Well, you yourself will almost be predicting things. Will be predicting things if you're not already. Yeah, cancers are moon. Yeah, moon. Yeah, moon, moody. You right about that, palm trees and coconuts. I like that. Think about it, because the moon cycle changes what, every 2.5 days. So cancers, that's your emotions. So they're gonna be moody. That's a good way to read a Cancer. Go check their moon cycle, but you got to know what their moon sign is for sure, though. All right, we have the 8 of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is Virgo energy. So something you're working on, your work is about definitely to pay off, or pay out. There's a payout here, but definitely, like I said from the beginning, you got haters, Aries, because of a level up. And the 8 of Pentacles is, baby, you deserve it. Every penny, every dollar, every last cent. This may be your luck in going. This may be luck going in your favor regarding, like I said, something you've been working hard in, or something that's been working you. You finally finna get some favor out of. Or this is finally some exposure. This is some good karma for you, especially for you. This is destiny driven. Whatever you guys are working on in specific, I feel like as of right now, this is a part of your destiny. This is fated. King of Wands, Leo energy. Yeah, most definitely. Confirmation. Fire energy here. So some of you guys are really, you are onto something for sure. Some of you guys are questioning in your leadership. No need to question any further. This is confirmation. All right, we have the 5 of Wands coming out in reverse. Confirmation. All right, 5 of Wands normally in the upright is somebody. It's not somebody, it's a few people. It's a gang of people. You know, it's this a whole conversation. And guess who's in the center of it? You know, but it came out in reverse. So I guess the ganging up is not so fun. You know, and there's no joy in tearing people down ever. Even when you want to see somebody get what they deserve. There's really still no joy in the aftermath of that. There's plenty of people you can ask. Hell, I'm sure a lot of y'all can ask yourselves that. How does it feel? Is you got energies here, they're definitely asking themselves that after they've been unsaid and spewed all that unnecessary garbage out into the world. And still left to have to go fix and heal. You know, when you putting in and doing the work the whole time, you don't have to go and do any of the sorts, because you in the 4 of Swords with a heavy star hanging over your head. Thank you so much, Victoria, for the super chat. Thank you. Look at this. Good sleep. We have the King of Pentacles coming out in reverse. The Sun, Leo energy. So this is your finances being blessed. This is light being brought to your finances. This is light being brought to someone's relationship, like I said in the beginning of the read as well here. Because the Sun and the King of Pentacles in reverse, this is definitely somebody who is caught up. No, I mean here, I'm sorry. This would be somebody who's either somebody caught up financially, or like I said, this could be somebody that owes you money. This could be a Taurus, a Leo, but we have just about everybody out here in the zodiac. The 6 of Pentacles, Taurus energy. Yeah, this is fair. Let me get one more. Ace of Swords, confirmation, truth. Ooh-wee. I hope I'm in this read. Fuck fuck what they talking about, Aries. They talking about nothing. It's blessings in here. And that's what you need to focus on. I'm going to leave this here. We're not going no forward. Let's pull an angel number because now, baby, I feel lucky. And if you don't feel lucky, I'm going to feel lucky for you. And I'm going to go light one of my intention candles and throw that energy out there for you. But this is good. This is good. This is like the getting to the good part of the Aries movie, you know? And I'm getting, also, I'm not even touching the cards, but they still reading in my head. That Sun card and that King of Pentacles in reverse, I've been getting this energy about you, Aries. Like, I feel like somebody really, 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 like you are glowing like the sun. Some of you guys are, or that's how you're just going to come off. Like, even if you're the, like as simple as the smartest person in your class, you know, or the person everybody goes to at work, or there's a moment here of just admiration, shine. There's just a moment for not only you, but you got this thing where like your shine and your star, you make other people, you transfer that to them. And that's why it just confuses me why people would just feel that way about you, because if they would just receive, like they know that they're getting this energy from you. You know what I mean? And in that, you know, that's why God continues to, when you try and dim it down, he do something where you have to go turn it back up. So I don't care what the mass is or what the beauty standard is or what whoever say it is this or who is that. Don't, you say what it is. And that's what you put out there. Because whether or not, you know, they're going to say something to you or say something about it, they're going to see it. And they're going to see it in a light that everybody has to receive. I don't care who you are. We all got to touch the sun at some point. And that's what you beaming like. That's what you coming like. So we all talk about the sun, right? We love the sun. Sometimes we be mad at it because it's too damn hot. Can you turn it down a little bit up there? That's how they coming at you, Aries. That's why they own your character. That's why they judging you. Okay? That's why. Let's pull this angel number. Guess what? I'm going to go out there so they can talk about me too. Number 19 is your angel number. Independence and self-sufficiency are necessities to you. You are extremely capable in life and in work and aren't afraid to take big risks to achieve the life you desire. Say it with me, Aries. I am a pioneer. Fuck you mean? Have I not been telling you this? Okay. That's why they really mad. That's why they really talking about you. You ain't a leader, baby. You a pioneer. Crank it. I'm gonna go start my Friday and crank it. You hear me? But I ain't gonna do too much. Like I said, I'll be back because I got work to do. Y'all know I ain't gonna get crazy or nothing like that. But I enjoyed this. Like, this is, I like this. Okay. I'm gonna try and make sure I can make time so we can do these a little bit more often. But like I said, I'll be back. It's the weekend. We're gonna make it do what it do. All right. I love you guys. I'll catch you on the next read. Okay. You know where to find me in the comment section. I mean, in the description box down below. Ciao. Love you.